I've been meaning to get onto this topic for a while now, and here I am, I guess. Uh, it's been a rather busy time for me to get myself sorted to get on VRChat and talk about this kind of stuff. I mean, I don't need VRChat, but I digress. You might see around me, it's kind of like relatively old school looking map, just vintage stuff. Some would say nostalgic, which is what this topic is about, and even though it says in the title, it doesn't really matter that I said all of this stuff. I just wanted to generally talk about nostalgia and how I personally perceive it as both of a good thing and a really bad thing. First of all, hello, I'm Hydro. I still have no intro. Nostalgia is a kind of a weird topic personally. I've been kind of experiencing it from time to time. It's nothing really coherently special, nothing really groundbreaking, but it's been a relatively big part of everyone's life in general, due to the fact that we experience nostalgia in some form due to finding, I don't know, something we've had as a child when we're an adult in like our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever the hell. And then just going, oh my god, this was so cool back then. I thought I was the coolest kid ever for having this, or whatever the hell you would say. Which is understandably fine, and I respect that. I will never blame someone for doing that. Hell, I've been one of those kids when I found, well, kids. People. I'm 24 for context, as of time of recording. I've been one of those people who were like, holy crap, it's been so long since I touch this thing or play this game, or in my case I played a game when I was like 3 years old that I found 6 years ago, give or take, and I just had this nostalgic whiplash, like, oh my god, it's so cool, wow guys, I played this game when I was a child. All that stuff, if everyone experienced at least once, unless you're a rather peculiar person of specific kind, then I'm sorry. Didn't really have nothing else to add to that, but I will just continue onwards. Either way, as I said before on my previous one, this is completely unscripted, it's just me rambling for sake of rambling, I guess, in a way. I just wanted to share my personal opinion on this kind of stuff. And I have stick drift, I forgot about that. God damn it, whatever, doesn't matter. The major thing that I wanted to discuss is how nostalgia can be a relatively good thing. Like, you're just bringing yourself some childhood memories, you're bringing some good positivity in your life, in your day, just making yourself feel a bit better when you find some little knick-knack or some small thing that you've found on accident while searching through, I don't know, your through your parents' basement or parents' stuff, or your old drawers of stuff that you had, just random examples, and you find, I don't know, like your Game Boy as a random example in your drawer, and you're like, oh my god, it's my Game Boy from when I was 4 years old or whatever. Like, that's understandable, that's perfectly fine in my opinion. You should feel happy and proud of having this little nostalgic trip of what you grew up to. You want to talk about it with other people, you want to share it, you want to re-experience it a little bit, just play around, go around and all that jazz. That's perfectly fine, and you shouldn't feel bad for yourself that you're just enjoying your own things. Not a big deal. What I'm here to talk about is not that. It's the complete opposite thing. The bad side, as I call it, of nostalgia, which is ignoring the flaws of what you're now being nostalgic about, going, oh my god, it was so much better back then, or oh my god, this was so much more better quality back when I was a kid, blah blah blah, back when we had blah blah blah, blah. Example here. Yeah, no shot, it was good back then, but for current day standards, it's just e-waste, realistically speaking. When, like, you can't convince me as a dumbass from year 2001, born in year 2001, that like a small transistor, as we call them here, or radio, or whatever the hell, like pocketable radio with 9-volt batteries, like the big revolutionary thing. Like, no. That's ancient at this point. Like, no. Okay. Majority of the sane humans, or people who are my age, or a bit older, younger, whatnot, would give a living crap about that kind of stuff. It's just dead technology. It's not even used. Your phone from 2000s can do this crap, or you just whip it out and listen to the radio if you really want that. Even then, radio's kind of just niche to my knowledge. I am not gonna really assume much, because my view on that kind of stuff is rather limited, and I'm not gonna go into that whole rabbit hole of digging into this kind of crap. I digress. The one other thing that I've also noticed is like people, again, my age, older people, like in the 30s now, maybe even early 40s, going about their nostalgia and telling people how, I don't know, an iPod is like the greatest thing ever, and you should really use this iPod, guys, it's so good because you have your music here. Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, I have 4 of them on my shelf, they're all dead. And now what? Oh, but you open them and modify them and install blah 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 thing and then change the battery? Yeah, okay. I can do that. That's still money spending on something that's as old as I am in some cases, but mostly younger. Not really a big problem for me to replace it, but that thing is outdated to point where my music library can't even fit on there without crashing it. Even the 7th gen, before people start going like, oh, but you should buy 7th gen iPod because it has most RAM, blah blah blah. Yeah, I had one. It didn't want to work with my, how many songs even? Half a terabyte library of music. I don't know how many songs it is. It really doesn't matter. The point is, I'm trying to say, it's just completely borderline stupid for you to suggest to people to buy technology that's decades old at this point when you have a phone, or if you're if you're that big of a nerd, you have a DAP, or a digital to audio, digital to analog player, or just portable player, I guess is the best way to say it for people who are not nerdy audio people. Or if you're an IT enthusiast, you just can run your own NAS, which is a network attached server, install application like Navidrome, Plex, Jellyfin, insert program here that I can't even think of right now, stream your music to your phone, to your PC, to your laptop, or just use Spotify. Or actually, don't use Spotify, it's crap. Use Apple Music, YouTube Music, Deezer, Cubos, or Quobos, however the hell you say that, it doesn't matter. Tidal even works better than using a bloody iPod at this point. Fight me. I don't give a crap. I don't care what you have to say. But when I'm on topic of iPods and all that stuff, I've been kind of just reminding myself. I used to have an iPod Touch 2nd gen when I was a kid, and I had a lot of like small games that I used to play a lot. It's nothing like, whoa, groundbreaking, guys. But I sold it. Or no, my father sold it, and I was really upset about that because it was my childhood little machine that I had. iPod that I had. I played a lot of stuff, listened to all the different music, and it's kind of how I started my music journey. And then I became an audiophile, and I regret a lot of things, but that's another whole topic that I'm gonna talk maybe later, or in another one. Let's see. But few years ago, I think, I got myself an iPod Touch 3rd gen. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so nostalgic over this. Oh guys, holy crap, I got my iPod back. Or iPod Touch, whatever. Doesn't matter. The point stands, I got my iPod back. I've used it for 2 days, and I just shelved it. Now, you might ask, why would you get an iPod if you're gonna shelve it that fast? Simple. 32 gigabytes of storage. That's nothing. My library is half a terabyte. That's not even enough for me to put like my own playlist that I made on my player, which I think it's Towel. How you pronounce it? It doesn't matter. It's a big playlist of like 6,000 songs or so that I really like and listen to a lot and all that jazz. Nothing really to talk about there, but it can't even fit that. So I just put some stuff from Bandcamp just to test it out. The jack is noisy. Not like when you turn it around and it makes noise. No. It's hissing in my ears when I have my IEMs or earbuds as people call them, which is not a correct term, it's in-ear monitors, but I digress. It's stupid that it's so noisy. Noise floor on that thing is horrible. Same with every other iPod I had except the 6th gen, which I touched for like a week and I got annoyed because of the new iOS. Don't hate me, I really don't like the new iOS. It is just not for me. I don't like the UI, it doesn't really click with the whole Apple ecosystem thing nowadays, and I just really didn't want to bother learning it. Plus my cable died, so it is what it is. I really wouldn't bother about that much. But the other factor, now that I mentioned all of this, is like, are people just not aware that like nostalgia really doesn't do much except make you trip in, oh, okay, not really trip, but like constantly loop the wrong memory in a way, where you're just thinking that something you've had as a child is much better now than what you have nowadays, which objectively I would argue it's wrong. Subjectively, it depends who you ask, but in my opinion nowadays we have just so much stuff at our own palm of hands, and like on generally computers, if I'm gonna be honest with you, have evolved so much that like this kind of stuff doesn't really matter nowadays. Exceptions exist like DApps and all that stuff for people who are turbo audio interested in audio a lot, let's say that way, like this dumbass. Then okay, I can kind of understand you buying a separate player with like an SD card and put like a lot of music on there, and you like to travel a lot with whilst having your music and all that stuff because you don't want to use no a NAS using a VPN, and you connect to your home whilst you're in Austria or Australia or Kazakhstan, for God's sake, I don't know, just random place here. It has a lot of latency and a lot of problems to do. You're requiring data, so roaming, cool, fun. I digress on that part. I understand that kind of situation, but it's like rather niche, and I would never personally say go buy an iPod for this blah 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 reason or whatever. If someone's gonna ask me straight up like, I want to have a portable media player, what should I do? I'll just tell them, use your phone, but if you don't want to use your phone, just get like a cheap DAP. They're gonna work fine compared to an iPod, because iPod has a hard drive. Good luck opening that thing, it's a bloody nightmare. I cut myself like 6 times opening one, and I'm never doing that again. I did remove the hard drive at least, but no, never touching that stuff again. But iPod yapping aside, just kind of randomly clicked on me because I had a personal experience with iPods and people who are iPod enthusiasts, I guess is the best way I can say it, which... Alright. The other stuff that I noticed also is like retro technology. Like, I used to be into that stuff, but not for nostalgia, but more for my own personal interest of just, this is how it used to be back when I was not even alive, kind of jazz. I nearly swore. I don't want to swear. I'm trying to do my best. Like I still have one piece of really cool retro technology, which is my Toshiba D31E40. You can look it up in your free time if you really care much about it. I'm not gonna put images here just because, oh wow, look, it's this thing right here. Insert the image here. Yeah, can't be asked to do it, I'm to be honest. This is unedited for a reason, and just me talking randomly about my own topics. You're gonna complain about that? Yeah, go on, I'm not gonna even read it. Have fun. Anywho, it's a 286 CPU based laptop from like 1987. It has a gas plasma display, 1 megabyte of RAM, and like 7 or 9 megahertz CPU, can't recall right, but it's still really old. I think it weighs like 8 kilos, or however hamburgers in imperial units. I'm not gonna convert it because I can't be asked to look into that. And as I'm European, I'm not Burgerland or Bad Teeth Land. But anyway, it's another place where nostalgia generally hits really badly, where people are going like, back in my days, this ZX Spectrum, or ZX Spectrum. I'm gonna say ZX. Screw you, hamburger man. ZX Spectrum was the goodest thing ever. Yeah, okay, sure, buddy, but that thing has rubber as keyboard and carpal tunnel embedded in your fingertips at this point. Like, it is horrible to use. Yeah, sure, it was revolutionary back then because it was like, what, 80 pounds, which is not a lot, I think, for the time when it came out. But the issue with that is it's good when it came out. It's not good anymore. It's obsolete technology for a reason. You're not gonna be loading your bloody spreadsheet, yeah, Excel spreadsheet from a tape nowadays, aren't you? If you are, please get help. The thing is, like, a lot of these people are like going about how this thing, that thing from 80s, 70s, 90s is like the best thing ever. Even 2000s nowadays. I actually noticed that, like, okay, yeah, okay, sure. Some games from 90s and 2000s aged really well, whether it be Doom, Quake, Heretic, I guess, as well, kind of fits in. System Shock 2, in my opinion, kind of aged well. Then you have Serious Sam, Painkiller. I can't really think of any other games off the top of my head. Command and Conquer, that's one that I wanted to say actually relatively aged well. But you can't tell me that just because something aged well and is still kind of fun to play means that you should reject the entirety of the current day situation where we live in, as horrible as it is now. Ask me how I know. I'm not gonna get into that stuff now. Doesn't matter. A lot of this kind of stuff just makes me wonder, why are you trying to gaslight other people in the best way possible to say it? Do you think that's something from like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 even years ago was much better than what we currently have, as much as I would argue that garbage like AI art, quote unquote, is stupid and generally useless, except for maybe like really niche cases of like references when you can't find something. Then like, okay, I understand that case, but that's like really niche. Or any of the stupid stuff that people are doing nowadays with video games in general, or technology in general, like Nvidia. Go argue with me that Nvidia doesn't suck right now. I will give you 3 seconds. Or you don't even have the 3 seconds. Goodbye. You can't argue with me on that. Screw you. Anyway, the thing with these people in general is like, they're trying to gaslight others that what they say is like the God's gifted word or whatever the hell. They wanna make you think how doing, I don't know, using this thing from that time or this thing from this time isn't like better than having, I don't know, a smartphone. Oh god, I just reminded myself of the people who think that having a dumb phone, or D9 phone, if you know what that means, if you're not young enough to not know what that is, then just look up D9 or play Cry of Fear. Either work generally. You'll see the phone that Simon has. then you'll understand. I digress. The thing is with these people like that are obsessing with the dumb phone being like, oh, it's gonna help me not be distracted as much, or it's gonna help me be more focused on. Yeah, it's not gonna help you for anything. That's with your own mental my brain blanked out. It's your own head and your own will that will make it a change, not some brick that you're gonna buy on the internet for insert amount of money here. I've seen them go for like $600. Like, what? For God's sake, people. But the other thing is as well, like, you're just wasting your money to flex, quote unquote flex, or show off, as if you're some miracle now, doing some miracle, as in like, it's just a phone, for God's sake. Use it how you use it. Don't try to seek attention or some validation that you bought something just because it's not distracting me as much as it was before because it's rotten. Yeah, shut up. Shut up. Just look at yourself in the mirror. Bleh. Look at yourself at the mirror and tell yourself that you're not clinically insane when you say that out loud. If you think that you're not, may God have mercy on your soul. I'm not gonna even bother talking with you at that point, because that is brain damage right there. I can understand for people who are like have disabilities like bad vision or I don't know, something else, potential problems with fingers like Parkinson's, and or okay, that's not fingers, it's the entire arm or hands, palms, whatever the hell you want to say it. Parkinson's and all that kind of jazz. I will understand in that case for having a T9 phone, but if you're just going out of your way to say anti-productive or helps me with productivity, yeah, you know, you can just install a bloody application on your phone and uninstall Instagram and everything else. You stupid clown. I don't understand those people. I'm just kind of batshit stupid to me. I just swore. Damn it. Apologies. It's just stupid to me that such kind of stuff is a thing in general. Like, why, dude? It's a phone. It's meant to be a phone. Like, you use it for phone stuff and maybe a little bit more if you need, like, I don't know, Discord, Telegram, Signal, Zuckerberg spyware on your phone. Like, I understand that, I guess, sure, but if you're gonna be complaining that that's distracting you, uninstall the bloody app, you morons. Okay, anyway, I'm done with that tangent. I'll just go on to another topic that I've had on my mind, which is Audiophiles, and oh boy! I'm not gonna keep it too long. I was an an audiophile since, like, COVID. That was a fun time, wasn't it? Anyway, I was an audiophile since, or am, I guess, since that time, around 2022. Also, I don't recall, it doesn't really exactly matter. Holy crap, is that community a bunch of just, how do I explain it? It's like an entire anthill of people just trying to push each other up to spend the most money on some negligible changes. Like, yeah, okay. For those who care or know this kind of stuff, I daily drive AKG K712s out of my IFI Zen deck. Please don't buy IFI garbage, it is abysmal and it breaks. Mine came out broken out of the box and I can't listen to anything lower than 9 o'clock on the dial on the amplifier. Thank you, IFI. Screw yourself next time and never freaking make another product ever again. Thanks. But outside of that, I just use Dunu Titan S. I can't complain. Genuinely really good for the budget. They're made Titan S2 now, so get those if you need some budget IAMs. Personal suggestion and personal mild bias. That aside, a lot of people in the audiophile community have noticed are kind of stupid, squared, No, cubed at this point. Because all the stuff that I hear from them is just kind of embarrassing to me to even look into. Like, you're spending, like what, thousands and thousands of dollars on headphones, and then you spend thousands and thousands of dollars on an amplifier, and more thousands on a DAC, which is a digital to audio converter. For what? Like 2% difference? And that's it? Like, do you people not understand that? Like, there's such thing as diminishing returns. Some people might argue that you don't even need to buy that expensive. This is the guy who would argue about that. But the majority that I've seen are like spending tens of thousands of dollars on something so minuscule. Like, what is wrong with you, dude? It's so negligible. It's literally just, it's like percentile literal differences. You buy Hi-Fi Man Susvara, which are like $6,600 headphones, and then they break on you because it's Hi-Fi Man QC or Focal, but I think Focal fixed their issues, so I'm not gonna flame them in there right now, at least not. There's also these people who I've seen who spend like what, $12,000 on a bloody portable setup. A portable setup, like a player and IEMs, 12 grand. That's an entire car, or even more at least, in certain places. And like, I would never justify people, or justify myself rather, all my friends, to spend more than like a grand on such kind of stuff, like an entire full set. Like, a grand is more than enough. Or maybe, okay, maybe half a grand and a half, like $1,500 or euros, I guess, where I live. It would be more than enough for like headphones, DAC, amp, speakers, and IEMs, and maybe a player if you need one, like portable player, or dongle if you prefer that. You can do really well with that kind of budget, or even less if you wish to. You don't need to spend that much money on minuscule differences in something that's completely pointless at this point. But then I see the people in these Discord servers and in these forums just going like, hey guys, look at me, I have a FIO, what was it, M17, and I don't know the company name, so I'm just gonna ignore that. The IEMs are called like Trilid. How the fuck you say that? I can't remember. I can't even say the goddamn name. It's stupid. It's Trilili. Like, who the hell named that? And they cost $6,600 or $7,000 or more nowadays. Like, huh? On something you stick in your ear, you pay that much. And I will never understand those kinds of peoples. The people that spend that much money on something so stupidly pointless. Like, why? I mean, your money, your life, I don't give a goddamn. But I don't think I will ever recover from the brain damage that these people give everyone. Especially those who are like, oh, you should buy this $2,000 cable. Cable. What's it gonna do? Make me coffee? Because cable makes no difference. Okay, good cable makes no audible difference compared to what, $2,000 cable. Like, what the hell, dude? Why are these people thinking that a stupid cable will make much of a difference compared to a normal one you pay like $40 at most for like a decent quality one? Like, let's not get into snake oil because I actually don't remember most of the snake oil stuff, so I'm not gonna even go on that entire tangent, which is just baffling at this point with how stupid these people are. Like, the best one I can give you actually is the entirety of Lossless. It's gonna piss people off, and I don't really care. Lostness is not a necessity. It's nice to have, but who in the right mind gives a goddamn crap when your freaking music is mastered poorly? Like, or if it's black metal, for example, or I don't know, grindcore or cyber grind or any of those like noise music genres. I don't really consider it music. Shut up. Like, what's Flag gonna do there? Ain't gonna do anything because it's noise and intended to be low quality. Oh, okay. Not all black metal and all that stuff is low quality. The point kind of stands more in raw black metal, but that doesn't matter. Just an example. Like, if mastering is bad, you having a FLAC versus like an MP3 320 kilobits per second files, they're gonna sound the same. And if you tell me that, like, I don't know, your friend from farm, for example, comes over and just listens to his favorite song on, I don't know, YouTube, where it's like 128 or 192 kilobits per second now, and you play him a FLAC or her or whatever, or them, I guess. Excuse me. You play them on the same song in like 24-bit FLAC. They're probably not gonna even know what the hell is the difference, realistically speaking, because that song is probably really poorly mastered, because it's like, I don't know, country music or whatnot. But if you put something that's like from a studio, like I don't know, Michael Jackson in this case, or David Bowie, that stuff is mastered professionally, done by like expensive studios, so FLACs make sense, but not for the majority of the music that you listen to. Like drum and bass, I don't know, dubstep, brostep or not, EDM in general, you're not gonna notice a difference with FLACs, in my opinion. So I don't really see the argument there. Like, sure, you have a FLAC, guys. I have FLACed music. Cool. I don't give a crap. Nice job for you. Congratulations. I hope you feel happy. Because I don't care. Simple as. The main part on the whole audiophile stuff is people are really gatekeeping about the hobby. Oh, I wonder where I heard that before. Oh, it's like Linux. Oh wait, I use both. Fuck. Whatever. Both are really gatekeeping. But I'm talking about audiophiles right now. They're gonna lynch your ass to back to Narnia if they need to. If you're talking about, like, I don't know, you liking the, I don't know, Bayer Dynamic DT700 Pro X over Sennheiser HD800S, which are like $300 headphones, or give or take, versus like $1,700 headphones, and you're gonna lynch your ass back to Narnia if they wish to. It's another reason why I really don't interact with those people, same reason I don't interact with the whole retro community and all that stuff. Because it's a bunch of gatekeepy, unintellectual dumbasses who pretend to be the next biggest, I don't know, Vivaldi. Like, you ain't nothing. Shut up. Vivaldi, I couldn't really think of the name off the top of my head, it doesn't matter. But, I mean, yeah, like, a lot of this stuff has been, in a way, kind of just building up mentally, and not okay, mentally, I just want to speak of this kind of stuff openly, because I really don't talk about this to my friends in general. Some I did with, but some of them are also like into this hobby, or into these hobbies rather. I know who you are, or you know who you are rather, Mr. Slowblow. If you're watching this, I know that you are. I was gonna tell you one more thing. Don't buy HD800S. You have 600s. That's good enough. But like, I know some of my friends that are into these kinds of hobbies. Some of them I helped with this kind of stuff, so I just kind of went into these tangents about this kind of jazz, whether it be Linux, and whether it be retro computers, and whether it be audiophile stuff. I did go on these tangents a few times, but I never really openly stated my opinion about this kind of hobby. Well, hobbies, I guess. Except for Linux, that's not really a hobby, that's just a system that you would install on your PC and then question why the hell does nothing work. Come at me, I dare you. I have 9 years of experience with Linux, you can shut it. Also, I have 2 servers, which are actually kind of nice. But that's besides the point. The thing is, in simple terms, a lot of people just really don't understand what they are talking about. I'm gonna be realistic about that. There's good individuals in every hobby that ever existed. As I mentioned one, Slow Blow. Cheers, man. Been good friends with him for a good while now. We've been talking about this kind of stuff. Generally been talking about like the whole retro, iPods, audio, all that kind of random stuff with him. And that's kind of inspired me in a way to start this series, I guess. Tangents with Hydra, which, hi. But I wanted to just also not keep it to depressing topics. I just want to be more open about this entire idea, and just to be able to talk with others about, talk with in general, to share my personal view on these kinds of topics, like generally view on hobbies that I am into, and or was, I guess, in some cases. But yeah, that's all I really had to say. If you made it this far, I do appreciate it that you made it this far, and I hope I wasn't really boring to listen or anything. If I was, tough shit. I really don't care. But that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you for watching, and take care.